You come to me whenever you're ready.
Gizozana you, 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 gizozana
you. Project 1 by Chesa.
Project 1 by Chesa.
Project 1 by Chesa.
Project 1 by Chesa.
Gizozana you, gizozana you, gizozana you.
Zexpantwini once said, ema-taxi rank khona ba ema-taxi rank kuvukwe ekuseni kuzosetshenzwa and ema-taxi rank kunomama abasebenza khona and yonke leyo nto leyo yenziwa obani, the South Africans. And today we've got one of those people who take an initiative emphakathini abaphila kuwona. Igama lami nguSiphelele Miyakayaka, and this is Project 1 by Chesa. On Project 1 by Chesa today we've got Mphathi, Mr. Ngubane. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. Oh,
COVID,
just
COVID.
to maintain the protocol.
No, bafowethu into eyenzekayo. Mr. Ngubane, he is a founder and a leader, a student union, is it right? Huh?
Of course, sir.
And he is a student. Can I call you a veteran? Mfowethu, laba bantu mfowethu they fight for inkinga zama students. Mfowethu, let us talk about your work. Tell me, mfowethu, yini mfowethu student union, or maybe let's greet ababukele emakhaya and then we proceed. Uba usibonele.
No, thank you very much. Firstly, I'd like to thank you for presenting this platform before me. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. It's a great opportunity.
Sure.
It's a great opportunity. So I am indeed very happy. The Student Union is a non-political student formation,
okay,
which has a primary aim and responsibility to mobilize and to gather students outside of political affiliations and outside of political loyalties, primarily to make sure that we consolidate a way forward so that we can be able to fight the issues facing students under a common ground and using a united front, because we have recognized that politics is the one element that guides and governs us all, but at the same time it divides us as black people, because when we have an issue that we must fight for, we fight for it in our different corners, wearing our different political regalias, whereas you find that the issue that we are challenging is an issue that does not select as to what color of the t-shirt you wear.
Yeah.
So it's a system that oppresses us, all of us. So that is why it is important for us as young people in particular to be able to unite against a system which has proven itself that it is against the majority of black students who are the ones that are poor, who are the ones that are not funded the most, and who are the ones that are being subjected to all kinds of traumatic and oppressive conditions, especially in the institutions of Harlem. So that is primarily our work as the student union.
Mfowethu, kunalento ebizwa nge-revolution. According to Nina, the students, do you think mfowethu we will ever reach the promised land, mfowethu? In this fight yalezi zinto esizilwelayo eziningi wena lapha ya kubafundi enzansi, do you think isizoyifica i-promised land, mfowethu? Because ziningi izinto esikhala ngazo mfethu. 1993 kwenzeka izinto but some bakhala ngokuthi there is no change, nami kunezinto engikhala ngazo, nawe kunezinto okhala ngazo, sonke kunezinto esikhala ngazo. Now tell me, ilokhuza i-change, do you see ukuthi sizoyifica i-promised land by everything that is happening around us, mfowethu?
No, thank you once again. I think maybe just to better add more clarity, we question yakho, my brother. When we speak of a revolution, I do not believe that we can speak of a revolution in South Africa when we still belong to different political organizations. I'm going to highlight...
That's interesting.
Yes. I'm going to highlight what do I mean by that. You see, for instance, let's say Usbonelo belongs to the Democratic Alliance, for example. The Democratic Alliance is a liberal organization advocating for liberal policies. And then let's say Brother Chisa is an economic freedom fighters member. The Economic Freedom Fighters organization is advocating for a leftist perspective in terms of ideology. So automatically there is a clash there. The one that speaks of a revolution cannot therefore invite the other one that speaks of liberalism. Because the other one, these are people who are diametrically opposed in their ideologies. So that is why I'm saying, before we can speak of a revolution, let us first form the basis upon which we will be able to fight, maintain, and sustain that revolution. Because a revolution in its very nature, it starts with a solid people, a people who are united, solid people. You can never say you are waging a revolution when you are not united. So, in fact, in any case, I have a friend, and me and my friend, we always discuss this, that capitalism has advanced a lot. It has reached epic proportions. So in order for you to say you are going to wage a revolution, you must be united. Because if you are not united, today we speak of fourth industrial revolution, the system can easily mobilize and agitate against you, and you can easily be dismantled.
Now, ngiyakuzwa, your issue is unity. Angazi noma that's how I'm hearing you correctly.
Absolutely.
But if we take a very good look at ilokunjani parliament lethu, we've got how many political parties do we have? We already got a large number.
Yes.
Now, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say they will not reach what they wish to reach, no matter what they wish to accomplish? What is going on lapha? Because there are squabbles there. Now, yini lekumele yenzeke lapha eParliament, so you think?
Well, it's simple, my brother. I think it's the same gospel that has been preached for many years, and we still continue to preach that gospel. It is pity enough that most people are not resonating towards that gospel. The most oppressed of this country must unite. And when we speak about the most oppressed, we speak about black people and the working class. For example, let us speak about all workers in South Africa. They've got unions under which they are affiliated under. But you know that the government has announced that in the next 3 years, public wages of public servants, all those who are working for government, will not get a hike. There will be no increment in their salaries. Now, unions in their very nature, for instance, their primary objective is to fight, to champion, and to safeguard the interest of the workers. So, this is the Workers' Month that we're in currently. We're in May, and the May 1 was May Day. May Day is a very important day for the world and for the working class in the entire world. But the reports that were being delivered on that day, they showed you that there is no plan, or there are no clear achievements that have been achieved. Because why? We're divided. We're divided, and that is why in South Africa you always find many debates about many things. In fact, in any case in South Africa, you still even find a debate about land. Do we really need to talk about land? Because we have really talked about land, that land, the most disenfranchised, the poor people in our country, they need land. So what is there to debate about? But we debate because we have got people in the country who are affiliated with different political organizations, and by being affiliated with those organizations, they hold different views.
Should there be equal compensation, or should there be no compensation? when we expropriate the land?
I don't want to be political. But I think my stance on the land issue, it has been very clear to say, you see, for instance, let me just make an example. At university, we strike year in, year out. Colleges, TVET colleges, everywhere. We strike for sufficient student accommodation. And part of the reasons management provide is that we do not have enough land to build those facilities. So in any case, if you are a student, it can clearly resonate to you that in order for us to have these facilities, we must have land. We must have land. So land, it's not an issue that you can just divorce yourself away from.
But mhlambe mengayithatha ngithi ukuyihlehlisa kabili kathathu. Laphaya in the students, since you are running a student union. Mfethu indlela enenza ngayo lapha abafethu. Indlela enenza ngayo, you can't be destroying ilo kunjani I-property ngale ndlela enenza ngayo, and siya understand inkinga zenu, mara you can't be doing that. Now tell me, is there mhlambe I-approach different enga clarify indaba zenu wena lapha nama students? What's going on lapha eNzansi? What's going on lapha nabafundi?
Well, maybe there is an area where I must first rectify. The student union has never destroyed any property. The student union has never destroyed any property. We have no incident or instance relating to that. But let me comment on the issue of property being destroyed. You see, in any case, there is no student who is insane. All students are clever people who have got ideas, opinions, inputs, and contribution that they make, which can take this country from this direction to another direction. But you see, if you have tried by all means to exhaust all options which have been presented in front of you, you have tried to exhaust them. Because remember that before students go and protest, there is a primary process of engagement which is internal in the institution, where you find the Student Representative Council going to engage with the management of the institution. And when the management of the institution those discussions do not yield or produce the desired outcomes, then students have no choice but to consolidate, unite, and to shut down the gates of the institution. Because they have tried by all means to use the proper channels of the institution. But because their issues have not been attended to over a large and over a long period of time. So I'm not going to say there are things I condone and there are things I condemn. Because you see, I'm not going to say that. So, you see, in any case, if I were to quote Mama Winnie Mandela, she says, there is no manual of a revolution. There is no manual of a leader. There is no manual written down that if you are facing a problem, this is how you must do, this is how you must not do. If in any case, if you are a leader and you are faced with a problem or a crisis, it is incumbent upon you as a leader to make sure that you find a sustainable way to deal with that particular issue so that it can be able to yield the desired outcomes.
Now, another issue. The statues in Malokos, Emalokshini, no, not Emalokshini, in the CPDs mostly, Nakone Makampasini, of the white people. We once had ilokunja nama arguments that says na some people ngala holo kunja ngala homa statue lao. Do you think, for example, in Pietermaritzburg, kunelo kunja kune statue la pasa lo kunja na sa mama loya wase England, the Queen, Queen Elizabeth. Now, do you think la homa statues should be removed as ilo kunja ni memory of your oppression? Or aswayeke njalo and use the lokunjana them lokunjana for us. What do you think should happen ngendaba yala stage lawa gcwele emphakathini? Because ngiseke ngayibona incident of that nature where students were destroying some statues ezelokunjana ezikhona kuma campus wabo. I think it was a UCT. I think now okay, I totally think, I'm not sure. What do you think should happen ngendaba yawo lawo ma stage lapha?
Okay, thank you. Once again, statues of white people must not be removed. Statues of white imperialist racists must be removed. I think it is important first to contextualize that.
Okay.
And then to move on to the second part of your question. When there is a statue of a rapist, of a mass killer, what does it represent? What value does it add in a democratic South Africa? As the students who are fighting for free education, we want something that will motivate our struggle. When we wake up from our student residencies, we wake up and we see a statue of Stephen Bantu Biko. We're motivated to say what we're fighting for is a genuine struggle. But if we wake up and we see a statue of P.W. Botha in front of us, we will even fail in our modules. Because this is a person, we wake up to a statue of a person who told us as black people that we will amount to nothing. Who told us that we do not deserve to get quality education. So it is important that all of these aspects, we take them into consideration. So,
mhlambe mfethu ukuze siqedele ake siyaphuza amanzi babukele emakhaya injalo lento. This is a project run by Chisa. Siya breaking njengamanje. Don't blink, don't move, don't be shaken. Project run by Chisa baba. Africa is not a jungle. Asibamba 9. Boo! Okay, bafethu, we back like we never left. Yeah, project run by Chisa mfethu. Africa mfethu is not a jungle. Mfowethu, besaxoxa la mfethu. The issue now is umsebenzi wenu. Yabo, I'm curious ngawo. I'm curious kakhulu ngawo, yabo. Abantu men engage nabo phansi. I want to ask this question to Mr. Mbugo. Wawuphendula. In fact, I always make sure I ask this question. Yabo. Abantu lapha phansi mengabe nikhuluma nabo, men engage nabo. Do they hear yini into enizama ukubatshena yona? Do they respond to izinto enikhuluma ngazo? Noma do they understand yini revolution or anything? How is the response yabantu in the communities, in the ground, in the grassroots level?
Well, I must say, well, thank you very much again. Well, I must say that the reception that we have got from the entire student population is very warm and cordial. Because remember that the student union was formed actually in 2018. So ever since, we have went to people to consult with them to say we have this kind of an idea that we want to form. And they've received it very well because in fact we have had a number of programs that we have had, and in terms of the attendance, people have attended and everything else have went in according with the plan that we had set for ourselves. So we would say we have done very well considering that we are only 3 years old.
Oh, you're only 3 years old?
Yes.
Yeah, Mphathi, partnership nama political parties, do you get mhlambe ilokhunjana relationship nabo noma do you build a relationship nalabantu and is obani abanikeza inkinga?
Okay, the student union, again, as I've said, is a non-political movement. So being non-political doesn't mean we must be anti-political. So those are two different aspects. So we're not anti-political, we're not fighting against political organizations. At the same time, we're not lying in the same bed with political organizations. So it is important, therefore, to highlight that particular aspect. Again, I do feel that it is important for me to convey this message that, you see, there are kind of political shenanigans that have unfolded. You know, people, they see that this organization is gaining traction, and maybe they would like to take it and so that it can be affiliated under that particular organization.
Sure.
So we have been very careful of that, because we don't want the genuine struggle of the students to be hijacked by certain political elements. Yes, but we do, however, have partnerships with non-governmental organizations and non-profit organizations like Mzansi Youth and Business and the now defunct
bengizobuza ukuthi ilokhuza ema political party, if you partner now, partner namapi. Yeah. Mfethu sesizovala. Now tell me, utholakala phi? Indawo zokuxhumana siyazi kulesikhathi samanje kunama socials.
Yes.
Utholakala kuphi mfethu? Sesizoyigoqa lezozo sesiyaxebuka. Abantu mfethu mebefisa ukuxhuma mfethu bangaxhuma kuphi?
No, thank you very much. Before I can just answer that question, Comrade Chisa, I would like to start by saying it is important for young people of this country to use education as a tool of transformation of our society. We need skilled people, educated people, people who have possessed the necessary technical skills to change our country's economic landscape and to influence policy direction in our government. We need policies that speak directly to the empowerment of young people.
Sure.
We need policies that speak directly as to how do we resurrect domestic and local economies. And I'm very happy that today we're holding this very much important interview in a township of Sobantu, a very, very important place in the history of the Midlands region. So as the student union, we are found in different media platforms, but the one that we interact mostly in is Facebook. So we are found in Facebook. Students can just type on Facebook Student Union 2021, and then they will find our group, and then we will be there to approve their requests.
Oh, it's Student Union 2021.
Student Union 2021.
Okay. Bafowethu, that was the project run by Chase. Njengoba Tengishile, the South Africans are not lazy. South Africans have never been lazy. My name is Usphelele Miyagayaga Uchase, and this is Project One by Chesa. Nayi into ozongenzela yona sengihamba lokubhalwela subscribe on our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, yonke indawo. It's simply Project One oyinami, Project One by Chesa.
Gizozanayo